members of the council. We're very fortunate to have a great group of elected officials, businessmen and women, and individuals that represent other important stakeholders in economic development. I'm confident with this team we'll be able to put together one of the best strategic plans. We live in a beautiful area, a successful part of New York, but we all know we can do more, and I know working with Lynn, who's really a model of business and economic development, and also someone who gives back to the community as a co-chair, I'm convinced that we will put together a competitive plan that will help grow our region and make a contribution to ensuring that we remain the Empire State. So, Lynn?
Thanks very much, Lieutenant Governor and President Murray. I too want to thank everybody on the council. I know we've got a lot to do in a short amount of time, but I'm sure we can do it. I'm doing this because I believe in economic development. If I could have my check, I want to show you the check that I got. This is a check that I got when I started Regeneron over 2 decades ago. This is a check that was signed by Governor Cuomo. It was a different Cuomo at the time. It was a $250,000 check. It helped us say that New York wanted us. It helped us stay in New York. We've gotten many millions more of help from economic development activities in the state of New York. And we've grown to a company that's heading towards 2,000 people with sites both in Westchester County and in Rensselaer, New York. So economic development works, but it's sort of lost its way a little bit. I love the fact that this is a bottom-up process where the regional people can figure out what we need, come up with their own strategic plan, and then compete on a statewide level for funds that are available. Based on the activities today, I'm sure if there was a Marist poll that came out, we'd be ahead. But I'm told that there's not going to be one tonight, so you have to take my word that we're in pretty good shape. So thanks very much.
Thanks, and thank Dennis, and thanks, Len. It was Irene Baker who was trained under Vanna White who came out with the check. I want to thank Irene for her support. She is the Governor's Cabinet Affairs Director, also Director of the Regional Council. So, happy to take any questions. Yes.
The $200 million that the councils are competing for, what's your time frame in terms of how that will spread?
Great question. Time frame is this: applications or the regional plans are due in November 14th. There will be decisions made in December. There will be awards given. Every region will get something, but the best regional plans will get the most, up to about $40 million, and that includes both capital and tax credits. So it's going to be, it's the first round. The one thing I want to point out, the competition is just, it's getting the process going. When a competition ends, when these decisions are made in December, it's the start of this process. This is the way the state's going to do business. Governor Cuomo is changing the way the state conducts business, how we operate. He's aligning all the resources. He is really trying to focus on aligning those resources to support localities and support efforts such as this. But the way we're doing this with the one application process for state funding, the way we're doing it with working through the regions, the regional council, this is a 7-county area. This is the way business will be done with New York State. It's transformational in many ways. So the competition is the first part. In essence, we're competing. Mid Hudson's competing with 9 other regions. They take second place to nobody. They are as good as anybody in the state. They have so much going for them here in these 7 counties. From traveling around the state, I'm originally from upstate, up in Rochester, but from traveling around the state in this process, you get a chance to see the strengths and capacities, and this area is just phenomenal. And sometimes when you're here, you don't think you have as much as you do. When somebody comes in from the outside and gets a chance to see and maybe make some other observations, a lot to be thankful for right here with leadership, elected, private sector, and education, and labor, and also the capacities that we have in Westchester County. You're perfectly situated in many ways in your location, as well as what you currently have.
The Mid Hudson Valley gets the $40 million. Do they have a year to spend it, 5 years to spend it?
Well, this process is going to be driven by the co-chairs, and I would say this: you have all the projects that this region will come through this council. The council will prioritize what they feel are the most important projects and investments for growing jobs in the future. And I would defer to co-chairs and the group if they win, which we all expect them. They'll certainly win. They will make decisions based on where that money will have the greatest impact for the Mid Hudson region. So it's not something the governor is very disciplined about this. We are here as state officials and state team to support, in this case, both President Murray and Dr. Schleifer and his team, to help them, that it's either they make the decisions and we support them. So they'll probably come up with the best way when this process is over. The process has just begun. One thing I like that just preemptively I didn't cover in the beginning, the first meeting was closed to the press and the public for a reason. I take full responsibility for that. That's my decision. It's the first meeting. We did not want to burden this group with all that we threw at them today in terms of all the expectations, a little bit of the process and the information. We just felt it would be inappropriate to put them in a position of an open meeting at first. We are not governed by open meetings law. This is an advisory panel, but on behalf of the governor, we're opening the meetings up. Next starting, it's 2 weeks. We will have a meeting. There will be public access to the meeting for the media and the public to come in. The co-chairs and the regional council will define the public input aspect. There'll be a lot of public input in terms of getting information, getting ideas, but I'll defer to co-chairs will decide how and the team when that's done. And in terms of the meeting itself, there'll be each meeting a component of its executive session. I think for the media, there'll be times when this group will talk about specific projects, companies, things that are proprietary that if it was put out publicly could stop the deal, maybe derail an opportunity for jobs in Mid Hudson. So there'll be a component when we get into those specifics. I would ask that we probably go to executive session, but we want this to be open. We want the public to see. And quite frankly, I think the public would be very proud of the co-chairs and the leaders on this Mid Hudson Regional Council. I think it's something that we're proud to show